What's it running on though? Fuel or spray? How good does that sound, guys? That's choke off. I know we're spilling fuel everywhere. I'm going to switch it off now. How good does that sound? Choke's off, okay? Fuel. Maybe I've gone too nuts on the idle. Bikes don't like to start when you've gone too nuts. Interesting. It's going to cut out in a minute because of the fuel. There's a lot of fuel spilled as well, which isn't ideal. I think when I take that off and do it all properly, that's going to be a good... I'm expecting it to cut out. It's running out of fuel. It's a nice idle. It's gonna cut out, I'm expecting it. Good. I think that's really clear to me that when it's all signed and sealed, that it's going to be fine. What I need to know now is what can I take off and it still function. What can I take away? So how, for example, how am I going to take off the fuel? I'm going to stop the fuel pumping. Actually, look how smooth this 125cc is. I mean, I just wrecked that battery on the scrambler. Started first press of the button. That's amazing. That reminds me, I've got the kickstart to try on that lexmoto. I'm going to put it on now. So it looks to me like I didn't set up the kick very well, considering I can stand on it. Yep, messed up. That's good in a way. It prompts me to make sure I do it properly. I bought an upgraded starter clutch, so I'm tempted to push this away. I'm happy with this at the moment. Tempted to push that away, get this out, drop the oil, that's step one, and maybe try and get into this starter clutch, see what's going on there. You probably can't see it, but it's got 20 weight 40 in there, so I'm draining that out now because we're going to be getting in under here soon. Right, I think while we're waiting, I'm going to go and get a healthy drink. Maybe a water. Not really, I'm gonna get a Pepsi Max. So I'm gonna see what I can do. What I can get off from here. Hopefully I can get this off, no issue. Hopefully I can get the stator off. I've got a bunch of stator tools. I should be able to. That's not attached to that, I'm sure. So this comes off first. Then any fan, and let me see if I have a stator pulling tool. I may or may not. So look, the fan's off, the casing's off. Now I can't stress enough how getting the impact gun, the Ryobi, saves me so much hassle. Even them little 4/8s on there, because it spins, there's such a pain without that. That makes everything so much quicker. For the price, I can't remember what it was, 180 quid. One of the best tools I've ever bought. It just takes everything off as it should. Now you need to find a screwing tool here. I've got a few of them. I'm sure I've got a GY6 one somewhere, but I'm gonna have to get them out and have a play and see what works. But ultimately it forces the magnet off this way slowly without destroying anything. I'll show you it if I've got the right tool. I've got a bunch. But some are for Honda, some are for other bikes. I'm sure I've got a GY6 one though. Look, there's the tool. This one has two sides, you can go both sides. It's a reverse thread, that's it. You just want to get in enough threads. What size is that? Normally I'd go by hand, but this being here, there you go, look at that. Oh, easy, easy, easy. Leave that all together, there's no issue there with that. And then look, we've got our actual stator. Very dirty, that's going to need a good clean. Let's get them 8s off. I'll do them 8s by hand. There we go. That I might just leave like that for now. So So the next step is, in fact, I think it's the other 8 there. There's an 8 there, there's an 8 there. I'll see if I can break these by hand. I'm not sure if I have the strength. Alright, let's stop recording there, it's boring this bit. So I did have to take everything off. Exhaust, rear swing arm, everything, shock. Now I've got to get the 4 or 5/8 off here, and then try and get that separated. Apparently it's the right pain. It actually has a gasket on it. I might try and find a new gasket. I should have ordered one really, but I've got great gasket sealer which I tend to use. So let me see if I can get the casing off. I have a feeling this is going to be one of the hardest parts.